My name is Renee. My son is Daz. He is currently 15 years old, but previous to this, his first stem cell infusion was when he was 12. We found out that Daz had some issues when he was about between 18 months to 24 months. We suspected something was going on. We had that confirmed when Daz was just over 3. He was diagnosed with autism. Daz is a little bit of an unusual case in the fact that he was an extremely difficult birth and addition, and he was what's called an ischemic or hypoxic birth due to the fact that he had lack of oxygen. So if you want to call it autism or if you want to call it traumatic brain injury, it doesn't really matter. Either which way, he exhibited all the conditions and issues that related to autism, including the tantruming, the rigidity, the loss of interest in focus and social skills with other kids. He wasn't reaching mile markers. So we knew early on something was wrong. We started actually treatment very early, even prior to our diagnosis. We figured out a few different things to start with. We started with social engagement exercises, and we also got him into programs very early. But all of that aside, it just wasn't giving us the results that we really, really wanted. So we started looking into other things. So we looked into biomedical therapies. We also did hyperbaric therapy. And then we finally managed to find our way to stem cell. And we got into stem cell therapy. The very first time was when he was 12. We wanted to make sure that we took full advantage of puberty and the fact that the hormones and everything changes so incredibly much. And Daz was still a very sweet child, a wonderful child, but he did have a lot of rigidities. He didn't have much social engagement. His speech was still quite not very good. The improvements that we've seen since we've done stem cell infusion have been nothing less than miraculous. We have social engagement, we have caring, we have a very sweet, wonderful child that wants to make friends. He's got an incredible intellect, he's got a great sense of humor, and his teachers are actually the ones who are telling us that they notice every single day after we've taken him for an infusion that he is growing and improving. He's just a different kid, much more so than you would expect from just puberty or regular growth. So it's been nothing short of miraculous, and we're absolutely thrilled to have been able to do this for our son. When we first came down for his first infusion for treatment, it was easy. We were picked up at our hotel by the shuttle. We came across, we came straight into the hotel. The facility is gorgeous. It's a first-class operation. The staff is absolutely next to none. They're wonderful, excellent. We had the infusion done for Daz, and then we went back. Now, prior to us coming here, the Friday morning we left our friends in Southern California, and my girlfriend had a little bit of a difficult time understanding his speech because he still wasn't enunciating clearly the speech that he did have. So we came down, we had treatment, we went back. Daz had full of energy and vim. We had to walk the entire San Diego Zoo. We never took a single bus, and we had to walk it twice because we missed the lion. Had to go back and catch him. And then we went back to our friends. And Sunday morning he got up, and my girlfriend was absolutely amazed. His diction was clear, his enunciation was clear. From Friday, she couldn't understand him, to Sunday morning, she could understand him clearly. Those changes have been ongoing and improving every single day, actually. He's got more speech, he's got better enunciation, better clarity, and he is actually, just before we came, probably a couple of months ago, his teacher, who's been his teacher for the last 3 years, she's got a master's in education, and she's actually an English teacher in addition. She sent me a text, and she was like, "Did he say this?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's actually what he said, and that's actually what actually happened." Well, she was so excited. She sent me many crying face emojis because she goes, "Oh my God, an unprompted compound sentence." So prior to when he was a small child, we weren't even sure he was going to speak. So to go from not speaking to an unprompted compound complex sentence, amazing. We have come back. This is our 4th infusion for Daz, and we keep seeing tremendous results with Daz every single time we come for an infusion, and we just don't want to quit. We are the parents who keep trying and trying and pushing. I'm not willing to settle for anything less than the best for him. I want him to have the best quality of life that he can have. And if that means coming for another infusion, because I keep seeing results, and those results are long-lasting, they don't go away. His self-care skills, his speech, his behaviorisms, his mannerisms, he has become a completely calm kid. I have a calm, relaxed teenager. How many people can say that? We came with Daz when he was 12, so we had a lot of catch up to do. Even with everything else that we had done, Daz had a lot of catch up and was quite a ways behind all of his neurotypical peers. So when we started with stem cell, that was one of the things that we were looking at doing, is doing some catch up. Because often children with autism, even with all the therapies, catch up is not possible. So being that he was 12, that's why we had to come for more stem cell infusions. Had we known that we could have gotten stem cell earlier, we would have come earlier, because there's less catch up to do. The brain can catch up much, much faster. There's less social skills and speech to learn at that point. If you can catch this at about 3 or 4 or 5, and especially with brain plastique, because you catch most of your language at that age. So you don't have to play that catch-up game. You can be right in the middle of the game and get it right when it's supposed to be. So the biggest thing I would say to any parent with autism is really do your research, look into it, and there is hope. There is definitely hope for a better life for your child. Do not accept the fact that your child is only going to be this, because it's just a guessing game for anybody. Nobody has all the answers. So do your research, look into things, have hope. And I'm living proof standing here, so is my son, that it does get better.